In mid-July 2022 we headed west from Turin to Col D'Ornon to tackle some of the climbs in the French Alps and to take in the Alpe D'Huez leg of the Tour de France. First pedal out, Col D'Ornon, cracking day, about 12 o'clock before we've got our stuff together and heading for Alpe D'Huez, so I don't know, must have been the high 20s I would imagine by now. Unbelievable mountains, just surrounded by mountains. It shouldn't really be surprising for in Col D'Ornon, but wow, really amazing. Is the record in danger, T?
Not today, not today.
Panchani holds it, I believe.
Just going to do a wee record, a wee recce. See what like it is. See if we can get to bed 21.
Cool.
That's the first one.
For a breakdown of the climb, Alpe D'Huez is 8.9 miles long and has an average gradient of 7.9% with a maximum gradient of 14%.
Merci.
It's fantastically refreshing to have encouragement shouted at you from passing motorists as opposed to the usual abuse we're very much more used to in Britain.
Climbing Alpe D'Huez, about 2 miles in, maybe.
Steep.
Just dropped about 7.5% there and I felt as if I was going to rest. It's a scorcher. Bang on 1 o'clock. It's really hot. But we're getting there. Now, heading for bend 15 or 16 or something.
I found these roadside signs to be very helpful as they tell you what the average gradient is for the next kilometre. I found most of the drivers in France to be very cycling friendly, but I was a bit disappointed with this pass. The guy was a bit too close and I'm not surprised to see all the dents along the side of the van, which have possibly been from previously passed cyclists.
People getting their spots for Thursday. It's only Monday.
The views on the climb are quite stunning and the atmosphere was starting to build even 3 days before the day of the race. I spotted the misting machine here, but Shaggy, Scooby-Doo and company must have been busy unmasking villains as they were nowhere to be seen.
We're on the go for about an hour and a half. This is where we're going. Still got a bit to go. It's a wee bit like getting under the face at Sacalobra. You think to yourself, what did I look up for? So getting there, 6.7 miles in, probably 3 miles to go. So, making progress. Slow progress, but progress. Starting to see the barriers now. Not for the day of the race.
If any of you are familiar with Alpe D'Huez, you'll recognise this tunnel in the village. The climb Alpe D'Huez is a very tough start. The gradient up to bend 21, the first bend, is 11%, and this is the average gradient between bends 21 and 16. It becomes slightly easier from bends 15 to 6, where it's between 8 and 9%, and it's again slightly easier from bends 5 to 0, where some of the bends hit 11%, but the final 3 kilometres are relatively flat at 5 to 6. We found it quite surprising that the route to the end of the climb wasn't better signposted. We did get there, but it was more due to luck than judgment. On the descent we turned right around bends 5 or 6 onto the Route de la Confession. This is a beautiful way back into the valley.
the views here are just amazing. Looking down the valley, absolutely incredible. That is mental.
The route both out of and into Oisans is via a beautiful cycle path along the banks of the River Romanche. Being surrounded by mountains and trees, this cycle path is a really spectacular route to cycle. The water develops a beautiful turquoise colour as it picks up minerals from the mountains as it leaches through the rocks. On our Alpe D'Huez day, we covered 29.4 miles with 4,100 feet of climbing. We had a great time in Oisans, and I'd definitely recommend it as a base for a cycling holiday. It's a lovely wee town set in some fantastic scenery and with plenty of bars and restaurants to choose from. It's also ideally placed at the foot of Alpe D'Huez and has some fantastic cycle paths.
So day 2 heading for Col Du Glandon and Croix De Fer, 50-mile day. Bit more climbing. Hopefully, not quite as steep as Alpe D'Huez, but I don't know the numbers. But time will tell. I've no doubt it'll be somewhat painful. But really looking forward to another glorious day. We're away quite early today, so it's just the back of 10, about half 10ish. Not quite catch the heat of the day, like climbing Alpe D'Huez yesterday.
We passed through the pretty little village of Allemande before climbing up to and skirting Le Lac du Vernet. We stopped in at a wee cafe for some lunch and saw some nice supercars. These roads would be excellent fun to drive through in a nice sports car, and the engines sounded awesome as they roared through the mountains. The Croix De Fer was an enjoyable climb which seemed to go on and on. It's an ore category climb which is 15.5 miles long with an average gradient of 5.1%, and it also has 2 small descents in it, so you drop down before you start climbing again. You can just see the climb at the top of the screen snaking up the hill here.
Col de Croix De Fer, got about just over 3k to go. Bit of a headwind, but there'll be some tailly on the descent out of here, so I'm looking forward to that. Should keep me going. There's a sign there too, we've just passed it.
It's across the iron.
Oh yeah, Croix De Fer.
Today we did the Croix De Fer, we did 52 miles and 5,800 feet of climb. As we descended off the Croix De Fer, Terry had a tyre pressure issue and we had to repair it. Once we fixed the puncture, we took the short detour which gave us the ascent of the Col Du Glandon as well. We could then enjoy the descent as we retraced our steps back to Oisans. Terry and I also climbed the Col D'Ornon on the day of the tour. It was a nice wee climb, and this is some drone footage from it. We thoroughly enjoyed our first cycling holiday in the Alps, and hopefully we can repeat it in the future.